Right, Damien, 1.27, 12
Yeah.
days past the
So the
date.
aim is for us to keep up to schedule with a 4 releases per year, one release every 3 months or so, and um, the idea is to keep tight to that schedule because otherwise, if it shifts every year, the shift will shift closer and closer, and then fall on Christmas and or a different holiday. So trying to hard to get this release out, which is nearly 2 weeks overdue. And there were problems with USB on ESP32 that were caused it to be delayed. So there was one problem where if you had like a keyboard buffer stored in PSRAM and you were sending that out over USB HID, then it wouldn't work because the USB couldn't read via DMA from PSRAM. And then fixing that exposed a different problem in tiny USB where zero length packets weren't being processed properly. And so to fix that, we had to fork Espressive's fork of tiny USB and patch it. And we've done all that. So all those bugs are now, all the known bugs have been fixed. And there's just a couple of things left with RP2040 and some PIO and GPIO, high numbered GPIO for the bigger RP2350 chip, which just want to get those fixed as well. So there's a few little things. And with our new port tiers, so we've sort of tried to classify ports into 3 levels of tiers, tier 1, 2, 3. And the tier 1 is the highest tier with ESP32 and RP2 ports and STM32 and MIMXRT and SAMD and a few others. And one of the criteria for being a tier 1, or one of the benefits of being a tier 1, is that bugs will block a release. So known bugs that are regressions and critical problems will block a release. So that's the justification there. Anyway, 127 should come out hopefully by the end of this month, definitely by the end of this month, so in the next 4 days. And I think one of the highlights will be, or two, ESP32 will now support C5 and P4. Hopefully, well, the P4 is pretty much worked out now. Fixed one bug this morning with that, and that should be able to go in as well. There's also a lot of other changes and improvements and fixes, which we can talk about once the release is done. So yeah, it's always exciting and a lot of work to get a release out, but it's yeah.
I saw the P4 stuff got merged today, I think.
No, that didn't.
Didn't
not
make it?
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah. No, I was updating that today.
Okay.
And testing. I finally got a P4 board, and thanks Core Electronics for sending it very quickly. Fire Beetle with a C6.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Good one.
So not can't think of other big things going on. I did have a call the other day with Quectel in MicroPython, and I have a bunch of their dev boards. I have everything at hand here. My desk is strewn with things, but these this Quectel boards here. They've got a few of them. This is just one of them. They have Quectel make a lot of modules which package other vendors' chips like Qualcomm chips and so on. And they're mostly focusing on LTE, so cellular, and they sort of want to advertise more widely that they have MicroPython running on all of their modules, which is kind of a big selling point for them because it makes it much easier for their customers to use the cellular features of their modules. And because it's all tied up in binary blobs from the vendors of the cellular chips, it's not really easy to expose that in C and have a development environment and code in C because of the way all these binary blobs are hidden. So using Python to expose all that has made it much easier for them. So they're very keen to get the Queck Python sort of merged as normal MicroPython as a port in MicroPython. Which, if we can make sure their port follows the guidelines of other ports, that would be good. So that's cool. And also,
remind me to talk about the PSOC port as well, Julian.
Yes, I was just about to say.
Yeah, cool.
Also, shouldn't forget about the PSOC port, which is totally different to Quectel in that, it's an MCU, and I have, a couple of those dev ports as well, not within reach, but they're just there. And yes, that's another port that would be good to get in. So maybe for release 128, we can have at least one of those guys, one of those ports merged.
Great.
Another reason for having port tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, was so that we can introduce some of these new ports at a lower tier to say they're there and, up and coming, but not yet at a tier 1 sort of support. So to make it easier to add new ports without there being an impossibly high bar to get over to even get in. So, those things to look forward to, I guess, early next year. But still, let's concentrate on the present.
What are you actually thinking in terms of delivery date? Like, when would you draw the line, or is it, or just still trying to figure that out?
Sorry, for 27, 127.
Yeah, sorry, for 127. Yeah.
I'll draw the line this week. I mean, I wanted to there's a few more requests. There's a milestone you can look at to see what is on the list, but most of those things are going to get pushed because they're not ready, either waiting on people to respond or too much work to review in time. But so the line will be drawn in the next couple of days, and then it'll just be testing and release no writing.
Yep. Cool. That's exciting. It's always good to get a new release.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Cool. All right. Well, interesting. So Quectel make the only LTE module that works across Canada.
What, sorry?
Across Canada.
Ah, nice.
Good company to work with. And I'm pretty sure they've been using, they've been working with MicroPython for quite a while now. Like I remember talking about it a year or two ago. It was,
Yeah, they've been around
maybe
for
even
a while.
longer. Yeah.
QuackPython is MicroPython 1.13, so that was a long
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thank you. I'll